If you're shopping for some steaks to put on the grill this Mardi Gras season, you already know that beef prices are up. But so are the costs to cattlemen who raise Louisiana beef. This week in Louisiana Agriculture's Tobie Blanchard talks with a cattle producer and an ag economist about how rising feed and fertilizer costs are affecting both producers and consumers.
Commodity prices are soaring, and this means increased feed costs for cattle producers. Coupled with rising fertilizer costs, these increases make it a lot more expensive to raise cattle.
Even though cattle have jumped and increased in price, well, you take all the other expenses that's tacked onto it with feed, fertilizer, and fuel, it still ain't maybe as good as it needs to be.
Kiefer raises cattle in Wynn Parish. The area used to be home to many cattle farms, but the cattle industry in Louisiana has been shrinking.
The things that are slowing down newer, younger producers coming in is some of those same things: high cost of production, relatively high land cost, low rates of return.
In Louisiana, producers have cow-calf operations, selling their cattle to feedlots when they are weaned. The increased fertilizer costs will have the biggest effect on local producers. Kiefer says he will likely cut back this year on the amount of fertilizer he puts out on his pastures.
Just gonna have to, because I'm not a real big operation, and you know you got to watch just how much you can spend to survive this deal.
Reduced fertilizer use could affect the health and nutrition of the cattle.
We might see some decreases in the overall weaning weight of cattle this year.
Drought conditions hurt cattle production last year and led to a decline in herd numbers.
Last summer, the drought, we couldn't grow our own hay here. Never even got to shut off the hay fields. Had to just graze them all summer so the cattle would survive.
Kiefer has 200 head of cattle, which include Black Angus and Red Angus. For This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, this is Tobie Blanchard with the LSU AgCenter.
The Louisiana beef cattle industry brings in about $365 million a year to the state's economy.